Hi, it's Laura at Aquamarine18. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Welcome or welcome back. In this video, I have an unboxing to share with you of a package that just arrived to me today, and I know what it is. It's in a big envelope, and this is the TreeLore Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll. You may know Dana's work. She's the creator of the Tarot of Trees, as well as the Plant Spirit Oracle. And Dana is also the Grand Arch Druid of the AODA, Ancient Order of Druids in America, of which I am a member. And I was very excited to back this deck. It was actually on IndieGoGo, and so I backed it on there. I think for a fairly basic package, I got the guidebook and the deck. There were some other different goodies and artworks and things available. I just went for the deck and the book, and it's now available on Etsy. So I'll link the Etsy below, as well as Dana's website, where you can see more of Dana's art. But I'm excited to unbox this. So without further ado, this is going to be the book, and this will be the deck. Putting the envelope to one side, there's a note. The note reads, "We appreciate your support of the TreeLore IndieGoGo campaign. All paper used in our business is 100% recycled, tape is biodegradable, and packaging is repurposed and plastic free." And then there's a piece about tagging photos of the deck online, and then your photo might get to go on their Instagram account. And information about Dana's blog and mailing list, and again, I'll link the website below where you can find all of that information. So, recycled paper. And I will mention, you know, that I also keep this kind of packaging. When I get decks and books, I have a bag that I put all of my packing materials in that I receive. So whenever I've sent out packages to folks, it's always with packaging that I've reused as well. You know, a big part of Druidry is, you know, being conscious of the environment and our footprints, and so reusing and recycled and recyclable is a good thing. So here's the deck. I'm going to unwrap the book as well, but this is the box, and it notes that the TreeLore Oracle is an eco-printed oracle of Eastern North American trees. And then there's the first edition 2022 and the website there. This book is heavy, actually. I knew that it would be very substantive and that I wanted the book. So I'm excited. My druid spirit is excited about this. The book is called A Magical Compendium of Eastern North American Trees, Ecology, History, Lore, and Divination. How cool is that? So I'll just read you a little bit of the back of the book, and we'll look at the book, and then we'll get to the cards after that. And I'll timestamp below if you want to skip ahead to the cards as well. So the back reads, about the book. A Magical Compendium of Eastern North American Trees offers an in-depth exploration of 35 trees and includes details about their ecology, human uses, history, lore, traditional magic uses, and divination. Trees include commonly found trees such as apple, hawthorn, oak, and holly, as well as many trees unique to North America such as hickory, pawpaw, white pine, sassafras, and maple. Through a detailed exploration of all aspects of the tree ecologically, socially, and magically, this book presents a complete North American tree-based divination and magical system. This book serves as the companion book to the TreeLore Oracle, but can also be used as a standalone magical reference. And then there is a little bit about Dana as well. The book is black and white, and it's big. I'm a fan. I like big books. And so it looks like, oh my goodness. It has a section for each tree. So like there's the start of the section for sassafras, and it has sassafras magic, like magical uses. divination meanings for the oracle cards, ecology, American history, human uses including wood and food, and human uses including herbalism, saffrole. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Saffrole is the primary aromatic ingredient in sassafras root bark. And safety, because sassafrole is listed as a weak carcinogen on the liver. Harvesting sassafras, sassafras in Western magical and folk traditions, a recipe for magical sassafras spring tonic, a recipe for traditional root beer, sassafras leaf divination, sassafras good health root charm, and then it goes to the next tree. So it has about 5 pages, and they're like 5 big pages of information for each of the trees. And there's a very good table of contents here, and the table of contents, you know, lists the tree, and then underneath it also notes which recipes are there, or magic or craft or ritual suggestions for the different trees as well, so you can flip to that section in particular. The rest of the table of contents, it begins with a section gratitude and an overview of the book, and those are about 10 pages total there. A chapter on divination and using the TreeLore Oracle, which covers cleansing, clearing, and shuffling, spreads and meanings, card reversals, creating TreeLore staves, which very much appeals to me as someone who is an Ogham enthusiast, and stave divination. There's a chapter on magic, ethics, and relationship. There's one on foundations for tree magic, techniques for tree magic. And the techniques for tree magic includes things like foods, brews, and beverages, baths, meditations, talismans, etc. And then on page 48 starts the section on the trees themselves. There's individual, about 5 pages per tree for each. And then there is a reference section at the back. Y'all know I love a reference section. So there is a bibliography of references used throughout the book, and then there are also tree-specific lists of references. So there's 2 sources specifically listed for apple, 3 listed specifically for beech, and so on. Very thorough. So I'm excited about this. As part of my Druidry study in the AODA, doing what's called a ovate exploration, spending some time learning about something from a kind of scientific or ecological perspective, I worked on some tree identification skills and learning about trees in terms of their structure and how they grow and how leaves work, how roots work. And of course, I've also been reading a lot about trees and learning about trees in the context of thinking about Ogham and tree associations for making my own deck in Arboreal Ogham. So I'm really excited to have a book in particular as well, one that is focused on the trees of Eastern North America, since I live in Ontario. A lot of the trees or maybe not a lot, quite a few of the trees that are in the traditional Ogham associations don't really grow here, or not commonly so, certainly are not native to this region, whereas these, much more of them will be trees that are, more commonly appearing in my region. So that really appealed to me about this as well. Now I will get to the deck, which is also large. I mean, you don't know how big my hand is. This doesn't this doesn't really tell you anything. But I have a standard tarot size card here from my deck, and to give you a sense of the size, that is the standard tarot size card with the TreeLore Oracle box behind it. So it's big. I don't know how this opens. the perils of unboxing on camera, right? Oh, it's a slide. Okay. It's not a tuck box, it's a slide. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so there's a sleeve on here, and then inside is a two-piece box with my favorite, the finger hole there. And on the back of this box, we have some more text, which reads, "The TreeLore Oracle is a 35-card oracle deck that includes trees native to Eastern North America. The deck channels the spirit of the trees through beautiful eco prints, allowing you to have deep communication with nature. Both common magical trees such as apple, oak, hawthorn, and white pine, and less common trees like hickory, spice bush, witch hazel, maple, and black locust are included in this stunning deck. Enter the sacred grove with the TreeLore Oracle and commune deeply with the living earth." So the box stays together well, which is nice, and it's sturdy, good, plain on the inside. You have to knock on the box, right? So you know you know that it's a sturdy box. Good, good. And the cards just come in paper here. No plastic, which is also great. I don't care about this sleeve. I'm just going to take this off. I say, and then struggle with it. Okay. I don't keep these. I'm sure I can use it for something, but I won't keep it. So this is a back. And before I get into flipping through, I'm just going to see if the book has something about the way that these images were created, because I know it says eco prints, but it would be good if we had a more of a description of what that looks like. And how it's made. I think there probably will be that in here. So there is an introduction. There is a section called Understanding Trees in Their Ecological Context. There is a section, Understanding Trees in the Social Context of North America, the History of Colonialism. Developing Sacred Tree Meanings. Here we go. TreeLore Art. Okay, so the way that the art was created. The first part of the process was to identify willing trees who wanted to participate in this collaboration and engage in the alchemical process of transformation. As I traveled across the landscape of southeast Michigan and western Pennsylvania, trees reached out to me to offer leaf, flower, and branch matter for eco-printing. And Dana would sit with the tree and make an offering and be attentive to what was being offered by a particular tree, bring that material home, and then work with it as follows. Using a thick paper like watercolor or Bristol soaked in water and with alum and a small amount of vinegar, lay out each page and making a stack of them, a stack of pages. Okay, this is quite a complex process. Laying out the pages, creating a stack. Once the bundle of pages is complete, binding them in natural cord, placing a heavy stone on top, which symbolizes earth, to press the plant matter into the pages. Remaining water was placed in the bottom of a pan with a small rack, and this was closed and heated in fire, which produced steam and held the matter fast. Turn off the heat, allow it to cool completely overnight, and the pages were then washed off and laid out to dry. So each page reveals an inner aspect of the tree in often vibrant hues. Very cool. And she discusses having done hundreds of these eco prints and working on it for a number of years, getting the prints to look the way they now do in the deck, and then those other printings that didn't make it into the deck going into other projects. So that's a bit about the process of eco printing. And that's really cool. If you can see the back. This is really neat looking. And so it's a tree deck made with the materials of the trees themselves that are being depicted. And they are beautiful. Apple. The camera's not going to do justice to what this looks like in terms of the detail. Hopefully you can see the depth of that. It looks like the leaves are floating in water. In that one anyway. American Beach. American Hazel. Really cool. And you can see the layers of color, like there's green in there behind. Very cool. American Holly. Black birch. So they're in alphabetical order for now, and in the guidebook as well. Black cherry. And I like how they have the name of the tree, but not any keywords. I know I say that as somebody who just made a deck with keywords very deliberately, but it's nice because if you have, you know, these trees around you in your environment and you have a relationship with them or understanding of what they're like and particular kinds of associations that you have built up, then you don't have keywords that might not make sense to you, like it's left open. Black locust. I like this font as well. Ooh, a tree that I know well, black walnut. I share space with a black walnut. Black walnuts can be tricky because they give off a kind of chemical that some other plants don't like. But lots of plants also don't mind it. So you just have to kind of garden mindfully when the black walnut is present. The little red squirrel named Wally in the backyard loves the walnut. I think that's why he lives in this area. Black willow. I love a willow. Oh, this one's really bright, and I've never heard of this before. Devil's walking stick. I have never heard of that. No, we're both in, I suppose, Eastern North America, but Dana and I don't live that close. So there will be some trees that are not maybe common where I live because I'm substantially more north. Eastern hemlock. Look at that, like it's so textured. And I didn't mention the cardstock. The cardstock is glorious. don't know what kind of GSM that would be, but it is, it's matte. It's not, it's a touch sticky when you go like this, but I think it'll shuffle really, really well. It's not really rose petal finish, but it's close. But it's not as sticky as rose petal finish, but it feels really sturdy and strong. And I'm sure it is very environmentally friendly as well. Eastern Sycamore. These blues. Really beautiful. Eastern White Cedar. Another one that I share space with. Know some of the recipes for that one. Flowering Dogwood. I like the different layouts of the leaves, like the different patterns on here. Fox Grape. I've never heard of Fox Grape either. But some of these, like, I feel like probably some of these maybe have multiple names, and I just wonder if I maybe know them as something else. Of course, names for things can be regional. Great Rhododendron. The Hawthorn. And so some of these are overlap with the trees in traditional OM associations like Hueth and Hawthorn. Many of them don't. Hickory. I like that, hickory. Ooh, ironwood. Juneberry. I don't know Juneberry. I have lots of reading to do. Juniper. Juniper is fairly common where I live. Linden. I feel like I want to show the close-up of each one. Pawpaw is very cool, very bright. I wish there was an arboretum closer to me so that I could go and visit more trees. Sassafras. It's so detailed. I love them. Spice bush. I don't know spice bush either. This one I know very well. Spruce. And I like how this one almost feels like the spruce in winter with snow and ice on the needles. Staghorn sumac. Sugar maple. Lots of maple around me as well. Tamarack. tulip poplar. I'm not sure about tulip poplar. There are a lot of poplar trees around me. I don't know what type they are. White ash. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. White oak. White pine. And the last one is witch hazel. That's good. 35 cards feels like a good number for a deck like this because there's so much to dig into for each card. Yeah, I'm excited. These are so cool in person. I'm a little bit annoyed that I know that the camera is not going to pick up how cool this is. Amazing. So that is my unboxing of the TreeLore Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll. Again, I'll link below where you can find this deck. I am really excited to have it, and I can already tell that this is going to be amazing. I think you can get the book and the deck separately. I don't know why you would, but I do think that is possible. This is amazing. I'm really, really excited. So check it out if it interests you, the TreeLore Oracle on Dana O'Driscoll's website, which again I'll link below. Thank you so much for watching. If you backed this deck, if you've got this deck, let me know below. If you love tree decks as well, let me know below. Always happy to chat about trees, of course. Have a good one, and I'll see you again soon.